Hi, everyone. Welcome. We'll go ahead and get started here in just a minute. As you're getting ready, grab an extra t-shirt or something that you can hold on to, especially if you have some tightness in the shoulders. And we'll use that in class today. Band too, if you want. And then make sure you have adequate space. And if possible, place yourself near a wall. And we might use that at the end of class. If it's not convenient, don't worry about it. But if you're close to a wall or can put yourself near there, we'll use that as well. And then typically, as usual, grab some water and whatnot. And we'll go ahead and get started here in just about a minute. We'll just leave a little room for some stragglers, and I'll close the windows so you guys don't have a lot of background noise.
Okay.
Perfect. And then whenever you are ready and have everything, we're going to start from a seated position today. So make your way there. And we'll start from a seated, cross-legged position today. Whenever you're ready, start to take some deep breaths in and out. And there's a link to the playlist for today's class in the chat as well. And if you want to use that, you can click on that link, turn off the shuffle play, and then I'll give you a cue to start that in just a minute. Awesome. So find yourself in a comfortable cross-legged position, moving the feet out farther in front of you if there's some tightness in the hips. And then stacking the shoulders over the hips and finding some engagement in the core where you're sitting upright and broadening the collarbones. And then before you get too comfortable there, go ahead and start that playlist from the first track. And start to take some deep breaths in and out here, filling up the lungs all the way, pausing at the top, and then gently exhaling, letting it all go. And start to arrive here on your mat, closing down the eyes and finding some space here for you right now. Maybe take a minute to acknowledge all of the good and the bad things that have happened to you this week. All of the worries, the apprehensions, the excitement, anything that's occupying your emotional state. And right now, right here, make a conscious decision to leave those thoughts behind for the next 45 minutes to an hour. And just take a break from that emotional capacity, from the feelings of good and the feelings of bad. You can revisit those later. But for right now, to hone in on the breath. And the point of yoga is not to put ourselves into challenging postures or inversions. But instead, yoga has been defined as the cessation of the fluctuations of the mind. And we use this movement, this awareness of the breath, to focus the mind's attention, to allow us to live more fully in the present moment, to live in the here and the now. And I don't know about some of you in different parts of the country, but it is a dreary week in San Francisco. And when we find ourselves in these lulls, we often find ourselves unhappy with our productivity. We're stressed that we're not getting anything done. And we find this space to create some relaxation and some rejuvenation. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And your next inhale, keeping the eyes closed, sweeping the arms up and overhead, palms connect at the top. And then exhaling the palms down to heart center. Inhaling, sweeping the arms overhead. And exhaling the hands to heart center. Continuing here, connecting your breath, your pace to your movement. And finding the full extent of the reach of your arms on the inhale. And then some closure on the exhale, bringing the palms back to heart center. Deeply inhaling to the top and exhaling the palms down. Take one more deep sweep of the arms, and the next time your hands come to heart center, pause here. And bow the head slightly, thanking yourself for making some time and some space today for you. Blinking the eyes open, resting palms down on the knees. And once again, focusing in on that neutral spine, the gentle broadening of the collarbones, and the slight engagement of the core. Crown of the head reaches towards the sky. And as you inhale, broaden the chest forward, look up, slight bend. And then exhale, round the spine, pulling in, tucking the navel. Inhale, broaden the chest forward. And then exhale, round the spine, finding this cat-cow movement from a seated position. And starting to warm up the spine here. And then once again, on an exhale, find a neutral spine. And from here, inhale, reach both arms towards the sky. And then bend right elbow. Bend left elbow and wrap it around your back and reach for fingertips. And it's okay if they don't touch right now. But keeping this engagement of the core here, the neutrality of the spine, right elbow reaches towards the ceiling. Tuck the elbows in. And then exhale, release them down. Inhale, reach both arms towards the sky. Bend left elbow this time. Bend right and sweep it around behind you. And maybe finding a slight brush of the fingertips behind your back. Or maybe you're more flexible on one side or the other, and that is okay. Simply acknowledge it, observe it, move past it without passing judgment. Exhale, let the hands go, resting palms back on knees. And then as you inhale, twist the chest to the right as far as you can. And then release left hand to right knee. And scooch right fingertips behind you, deepening the twist. Inhaling to broaden the crown of the head towards the ceiling. And exhaling, deepening the twist. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale, counter twist to the left. Inhale, come back to center, palms on knees. Reach the chest forward and up. And then exhale, curl it in. Inhale, coming back to center. This time, twisting as far as you can to the left before releasing right hand onto left knee. Inhaling to reach the crown of the head towards the sky. Gaze remains forward. And then exhaling to deepen the twist. Inhale, come to center. And then exhale, counter twist to the right. And then releasing both legs out in front of you. Shake out the legs. Find yourself in the seated staff pose. Shake the legs out. Stay here, breathe. And then bend left leg. Connect left sole of the foot to inner right quad. Reach the arms out in front of you. Twist the torso to face the right leg. And then inhale, reach forward before bending over. Gentle stretch through the back of the right leg. Breathe. Broadening the chest forward. Feeling the stretch deepen into the back of the right leg. And then inhale, walk the hands back up the leg. Release the left leg, shake them out. And then bend right leg this time. Right sole of the foot connects with inner left quad. Twist the chest to face the left leg. And then inhale, reach the arms in front of you. Exhale, bend forward. And slight stretch in the back of the left leg. Maybe you stay on fingertips here. And that's okay. Flexing toes towards the face. One more inhale. And one more exhale. Release the feet. Bend both legs this time. And roll forward over knees. Coming into a tabletop pose. Stacking shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Tops of the feet press firmly into the mat. And finding the same neutral spine here. Not too curved and not too rounded. And press down through the palms of the hands. Engage the fingertips. And inhale, chest brightens, crown of the head reaches towards the sky. Exhale, round the spine, cow pose, curl it in. Inhale, reach the chest forward. Exhale, round the spine. Continue here at the pace of your breath. Focusing on the continuation of the movement from the very start of your inhale to the very bottom of your exhale. And then the next time you exhale, find a neutral spine again. And start to take some shifts forward and back. Starting to bring some movement into the wrists. And then rocking forward, turning the fingers so that they face outward on the mat. And taking the same bends back and forth. Warming up the sides of the wrists, the thumb joint. And then rocking forward again, flipping the fingertips so that they face the knees. And if this is too much pressure on the wrists, move the hands back towards the knees. And take the same movement here. And then lastly, flip the palms over. Tops of the hands connect with the mat. Shift forward and back. Maybe the movement is a little smaller here, and that's okay. And then replant the palms, push the hips back, sinking the hips towards the heels, child's pose, reaching fingertips out and forward. Resting forehead on the mat, maybe rolling the head from side to side. And taking a couple deep breaths in and out. And maybe tenting the fingertips so that the palms leave the ground, engage the arms. And exhale, palms connect back with the mat, shift forward, tuck the toes, and push the hips back. Downward facing dog. And take a minute to arrive in your down dog. Maybe this is your 10th down dog of the day. Maybe it's your first. Wherever you're at, treat this movement as if it's brand new. As if you're exploring it for the very first time. Taking some bends in the knees or some twists to the side. Placing the majority of the weight in the legs, sinking into the knees to elongate the spine. Deep inhale through the nose. Deep exhale out. Inhale, look between the hands. Bottom of the exhale, step forward. Feet meet the hands. Inhale, come up halfway. And then exhale, fold, shifting more weight into the balls of the feet. Shaking the head yes. Shaking the head no. And then yes again. Because even though it's rainy, even though it's dreary, we are here and we can move our bodies. Bend the knees, inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. And then exhale, hands to heart center. Move feet hips width distance apart, relax hands down by your sides, palms face forward. And then taking small circles clockwise and counterclockwise. And finding the place where the weight is evenly distributed throughout the feet. And engaging the quads here, kneecaps lift. Broaden the collarbones. And relax the ribs towards the front hip bones. And then crown of the head reaches towards the ceiling. Bend knees, inhale, sweep arms overhead. Exhale, spill forward, hands come to the mat. Inhale, come up halfway, crown of the head forward. Exhale, fold, palms connect with the mat, step back, high plank. And you can always drop to knees or move directly to downward facing dog. If you're okay here, breathe. Direct the tailbone towards the heels. Crown of the head reaches forward. Find the engagement in the fingertips. And shift more weight to the thumb and the first finger side of the hands. Heels reach back and away from you. Engage the legs. And then exhale, drop to knees, untuck toes. And lower for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. And keeping hands under shoulders, inhale, peel the chest off the ground, little to no weight in the hands. Legs engaged, tops of the feet pressed down. And then exhale, lower, tuck toes, and push back through tabletop or directly to downward facing dog. And take a breath here, bending the knees again to re-lengthen the spine. And then moving the feet even wider apart here. Inhale, take the right hand and reach for outside of left leg. Maybe that's the knee, maybe it's the shin. Breathe, inhale, and exhale. Inhaling to peel the chest open, twisting the chest towards the sky. Exhale, hand comes back down to the mat, bend. And then inhale, straighten the knees a little bit. Reach left hand for outside of right leg this time. Inhaling to peel the chest up and open. And exhale, hand comes down to the mat. Shifting feet back closer to hips with distance if that's comfortable. Inhale, reach left leg towards the sky. And then exhale, knee to nose, crunch it in before stepping the foot lightly between the hands. And find your balance here. Engage the back leg. Direct the right heel away from you. And then inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead, high crescent. Tracking left knee over second and third toes. And relaxing the shoulder blades away from the ears. And then exhale, hands come to heart center, tip forward. Create a line of energy through the crown of the head, out the heel of the foot. And twist to the left. Right elbow gently connects with left knee. Twisted high crescent. Breathe here. Inhale, sweep arms back overhead and pivot right heel towards the ground. And then release arms down, warrior 2. Find some openness in the hips. Keep the knee tracking over the second and third toe. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Palm comes up and overhead. Exhale, cartwheel, hands down to the mat. Step back. Downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale and a deep exhale. Inhale, sweep right leg towards the sky. Exhale, crunch it in, knee to nose. And then gently step right foot in between the hands. And find the engagement of the foot. Engage the left quad. Inhale, sweep arms overhead. High crescent, Anjaneyasana. Breathe here, relax the shoulder blades. Engage the core. Exhale, hands come to heart center, tip forward. Create that line of energy out the crown of the head. And then twist to the right. Left elbow connects with right knee. Twisted high crescent. And use the connection of the palms to twist the chest farther, opening to the right. And then inhale, sweep arms back towards the sky. Pivot left heel towards the ground. Rebend front knee. Release the arms out. Engage. Reach away from you. Inhale, flip palm. Reverse the warrior. Exhale, cartwheel, hands down to the mat. Step back. Downward facing dog. And then drop to knees, shift hips back. Child's pose, just a breath here. Inhale, shift forward, retuck toes, push hips back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, look between the hands, bend the knees. Bottom of the exhale, step or float very lightly, top of the mat. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend knees, inhale, sweep arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Breathe here. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Find Utthita Hastasana, extended arm pose. Palms face each other, fingertips engage, reach away from you. And then relax the shoulder blades down the back. And engage the core here to keep the spine neutral. And maybe your arms only go up this high. That's okay. Prioritize the engagement of the core before the reaching of the arms. And then exhale, bend knees, shift hips back, chair pose. Engage the glutes, shift weight into the heels. Maybe toes leave the ground. Exhale, hands come through heart, straighten legs, forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold, planting palms, stepping back. And either dropping to knees or staying here, moving through your vinyasa. If your knees are lifted, shifting forward of the wrists, bending elbows in, lowering. Inhale, flip the toes, pull the chest up. Upward facing dog. Exhale, tuck toes, push hips back. Downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Inhale deeply. And exhale completely. Inhale, reach left leg towards the sky. Exhale, stack the hips, bend left knee. Maybe take some small circles of the ankle here, opening up through the hip, and keeping weight centered over the hands. Shoulders remain neutral towards the ground. Inhale, re-level the pelvis. Exhale, step left foot in between the hands. And pivot right heel to the ground. Find a heel to heel or heel to arch alignment of the feet. Inhale, sweep arms up, warrior two. Breathe. Stay here. Inhale, straighten left knee. Hug the calf towards the shin, keeping a micro bend in the left knee. And then shift forward as far as you can before tipping into triangle. Maybe resting left hand on left shin or a water bottle to bring the floor closer to you. And then peeling the chest up and open towards the sky. Reaching through the fingertips. Rebend knee, sweep arms up, warrior two. Breathe here. And then shifting forward before tipping into side angle. Left elbow connects with left knee. Right arm reaches up and overhead. If you feel a pinch in the shoulder here, you can always sweep arm down and around. And then peel chest open towards the sky. Little to no weight in left elbow. Release right hand to right hip. Look towards the ground. Visualize left hand connecting with the floor outside left foot. And then slowly step back foot in before tipping into half moon. Left hand connects with the ground. Engage both legs, slight bend in left knee. Flex right foot. Peel chest up and open towards the sky. Maybe reach right hand up. Continue to breathe here. Can you find a place to relax? Release tension in jaw, forehead, around the eyes. And then exhale as slowly as you came in, step back, warrior two. Inhale, straighten left leg, sweep arms overhead, pivot left toes towards the long edge of your mat. And exhale, hands down to the hips. Take a breath here, slight bend in the knees. Inhale, broaden chest forward. Exhale, fold over wide legs. Releasing hands down to the mat. Relaxing the head and the neck. Bend knees slightly, hands come back to hips, leading with the chest, engaging the core, bring the torso back. Pivot left toes towards the front of the mat. Exhale, cartwheel hands down to the mat, step back. Downward facing dog. Deep inhale here, deep exhale. Inhale, sweep right leg towards the sky. Exhale, bend knee, stack hips. Left heel still reaches towards the ground. Shoulders remain level towards the ground. Engage through the fingertips. Be conscious of the way you place the weight in your hands. Inhale, re-level hips. Exhale, step foot in between the hands. And find the alignment of the feet here. Left heel pivots towards the ground. Inhale, sweep arms up and open, warrior two. And breathe. Inhale, straighten right knee. Keep that micro bend. And shift forward all the way before tipping into triangle. And you should feel the stretch through the left side body. Reaching left fingertips up. And gaze can be down at the foot, straight ahead in front of you, or up towards the fingertips, challenging the balance a little bit here. Inhale, re-bend front knee, come back, warrior two. Breathe. And then inhale, shift forward as far as you can before tipping into side angle. Right elbow connects with right knee. Keep the bend in the front knee. Reach fingertips overhead. Inhale to peel chest up and open towards the sky. And then exhale, left hand connects with left hip. Look forward, visualize your hand connecting with the ground outside right foot. And shifting forward, all weight comes into the right foot, taking mini steps if you need to. And then lengthening both sides of the torso, peeling chest up and open, maybe left fingertips reach towards the sky. Keeping that micro bend in the front knee. And maybe you float right fingertips. Just maybe. Wherever you are, hand connects back with the ground. Left hand comes to left hip. Exhale, step back as slowly as you came in. Cartwheel the hands up and open, warrior two. Inhale, straighten right knee, pivot right toes towards long side of the mat. And this time, interlace fingers behind your back. Inhale, broaden chest towards the sky. Exhale, leading with the chest, fold forward. Fingertips reaching overhead. Breathe. And then releasing the bind, hands come back to hips. Inhale, broaden chest, back up. Pivot right toes towards the front of the mat. Exhale, cartwheel, hands down, stepping the foot back. Downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale through the nose here. Exhale, open mouth, let it go. Inhale, look between the hands. Bottom of the exhale, step or float forward. Top of the mat. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend knees, inhale, sweep arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Utthita Hastasana, find the engagement of the core. Exhale, sit the hips back, chair pose, directing the tailbone slightly towards the ground. Breathe here. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, spill forward, hands come to the mat. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold, planting hands, stepping back to high plank, or hopping back to bent elbows, chaturanga, lower down. Inhale, sweep chest forward, upward facing dog or low cobra. Exhale, tucking toes, pushing hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep left leg towards the sky. Exhale, step left foot behind left hand. Slightly less wide stance this time. Pivot right heel towards the mat and maybe move left foot out to the left a little bit more. Inhale, sweep arms to the sky, coming into warrior one. Same bend in the left knee. Engage through the outer edge of the right foot, the heel of the left. Breathe. And then pivoting back up onto right heel and gently shifting weight into the left foot, coming forward, warrior three. Keeping pelvis neutral towards the ground. If the arm reaches too much, connect hands at heart center. Or maybe find airplane arms, reaching arms behind you. Keep length in the back of the neck. And then inhale, come up, reaching arms overhead, knee comes to a 90-degree angle. And from here, exhale, hands to the hips. Inhale, pivot the right knee to the right. And then using just the strength of the leg, of the hamstrings, place the right foot somewhere along the inner left seam of the leg. And maybe that's here. Or maybe it's up a little higher. And find the foundation in the left foot. Engage the left hip. And then if you have all that, maybe reach the fingertips towards the sky. Inhale, bring the right knee back and forward. Exhale, as slowly as you came in, step back. Warrior one. Stay for the inhale. Exhale, hands come back to the mat. Step the foot back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep right leg towards the sky. Exhale, right foot comes behind right wrist. Pivot left toes towards the ground. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Warrior one, right side. And keep the bend in the right knee. Stay for the inhale. And then pivot back up onto left toes. Shift more weight into the right foot. Reaching fingertips forward. Transfer the weight onto the right leg. Maybe finding hands at heart center or back behind you, wherever you are. Engage the glutes on the left side. Pull the heel up just a little higher. Continue to breathe. Inhale and exhale. And then inhale, bringing the knee up and through, reaching hands towards the sky. Exhale, hands come to the hips. Stay here for the inhale. And then pivoting knee towards the side, using the strength in the leg, the core. Place left foot somewhere along the inner right seam. Maybe that's down here at the floor. Wherever you are, engage the right hip. Find some lift. Neutralize the pelvis here. And then maybe you reach fingertips up and towards the sky. Inhale, sweep the leg up. Exhale as slowly as you came in, step the foot back, returning to warrior one. And exhale the hands down to the mat, step the foot back, downward facing dog. And maybe dropping to knees, taking a breath in child's pose. Inhale, shift forward, tuck toes, push hips back, downward facing dog. Then knees, inhale, look between the hands, bottom of the exhale, step or float forward. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold one more time, shifting weight into the balls of the feet. Then knees slightly, inhale, sweep arms overhead. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms up, palms connect to the top. Exhale, spill forward, arms go wide this time. Inhale, come up halfway. And exhale, fold, planting palms, stepping back to high plank, or hopping to bent elbows. And then lowering down or moving directly to downward facing dog. Inhaling to a back bend. Exhaling, we all meet downward facing dog. Inhale, sweeps the right leg towards the sky. Exhale, right foot steps outside of right hand. And relaxing the left knee to the ground, untucking toes for a more restorative lizard's pose, shifting back and forth, opening up the hips here. And maybe right sole of the foot peels off the ground and the toes splay out to the side. And finding some strength in the legs and some stretch in the hip flexors, the inner seam of the right thigh. Push through the hands. Remain mindful of the weight in your hands. And then replant right foot, tuck left toes, and step the foot back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift left leg towards the sky. Exhale, step left foot outside of left hand, drop right knee, untuck right toes. And broaden chest forward here. Find some movement to explore the hip joint. Maybe peeling left toes off the mat, letting knee relax out to the side. Replanting hands, lifting right knee, tucking toes, and pushing the hips back, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift forward, high plank. And either dropping to knees or shifting forward of wrists, Lowering to the mat, keeping elbows tucked in for 3, 2, 1, all the way down. Untuck toes, push tops of the feet into the mat. And then move elbows in front of you, coming into Sphinx pose. Feeling chest up and open. Breathe here, find some length in the abdomen. Engage the core. And direct tailbone towards the heels. Spreading fingertips wide, gaze remains slightly in front of you. Find the length in the back of the neck. Exhale, lower down, replant hands under shoulders, and push back, tabletop, or to downward facing dog. Inhale, look between the hands, and this time bend knees and either step or jump feet outside of the hands. Coming into Malasana, yogi squat, sinking the hips down, using the elbows to push the knees slightly away from you. Exploring the hip joints here, maybe hands connect at heart center, but chest still reaches up and towards the sky. And take one more breath here. If this is a lot on the knees, you can always remain lifted here. Finding a more active opening of the hips. Wherever you are, take one more deep inhale, reaching chest towards the sky. Exhale, come down to find your sit bones. And then bend knees, connect soles of the feet in front of you. Maybe they're out pretty far. Or maybe you bring them in a little closer. Shifting onto your sit bones, engaging core, finding neutral spine and broadening of the chest. And inhale, lengthen crown of the head towards the ceiling. And exhale, maybe start to walk the fingertips a little forward. Breathe here. And wherever you are, can you find some relaxation in muscles that you're not using? Can you let go of any tension in the neck, the shoulders? Inhale, walk the hands back towards you. And take right leg and cross it over left, stacking the knees, bringing feet out towards the side. And if you have that t-shirt or something to grab onto here, go ahead and grab that. And you can always let go of this if you can reach your fingertips. But similarly to before, reaching that hands towards the sky, and then bending right elbow. And bending left elbow, tucking it behind your back. And maybe using this t-shirt or strap, whatever you can get your hands on, to provide the connection of the hands. Inhaling to broaden the chest. Maybe connecting fingertips here. Wherever you are, keeping the engagement of the core, finding the stretch through the shoulder blades. Gaze remains forward. And then exhale, let it go. Releasing hands down to your knees. Taking a breath here. And then switching out the legs. Bending right knee first, then left over the top, stacking knees. And bringing knees out as wide or as close as is comfortable for you. Firmly connect both sit bones to the ground. And then inhale, arms overhead, using the strap or the t-shirt again. Bending left elbow and then bending right and sweeping it around. You could always grab onto the shirt behind your back as well. And find some opening through the left shoulder and the right. Breathe here. Inhale, sweep arms back towards the sky. Exhale the hands to heart center. Releasing the legs, shaking them out. And then from here, moving into a wide-legged forward fold, bringing the legs out wide on the mat. And flexing toes towards the face. And maybe moving a little bit of the flesh out from the sides of your sit bones. Reach the chest up and forward, crown of the head towards the ceiling. Inhale to lengthen. And then exhale, walk the fingertips forward. And prioritize the length in the spine here. Keep the toes reaching back towards you. And inhaling to lengthen. Exhaling to fold a little deeper. Letting go of any tension in muscles that is not serving you. Inhale, walk the fingertips back towards you, bend knees, and then reach hands forward. Knees point towards the ceiling. And one vertebrae at a time, slowly roll down. Connecting spine with the floor. Keeping knees pointed towards the ceiling, the soles of the feet connect with the ground. And feel your lower back connect with the ground. And then maybe the fingertips gently brush the back of the heels. And as you inhale, lift the glutes, the low back up off the mat. Engage the quads, keep the knees tracking forward. Maybe roll shoulder blades underneath you and interlace fingertips under the tailbone. Pressing down through the biceps, the forearms, the fingers if the hands are bound. And keeping the gaze up or straight ahead here. Find the strength in the glutes. Exhale, release the binds. Lower down, one vertebrae at a time. And taking a minute here to take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And bend the right knee and connect right ankle to left knee. Dropping right knee away from you. And then inhale, bring the knees in towards the chest. And interlace the fingers behind the left quad or front of left shin. And flex both sets of feet here. Keep pushing that right knee away from you, feeling the stretch through the glutes on the right side. Feeling the breath slow. And the heart rate starts to cool down. And take a deep inhale wherever you are. And exhale, keeping the right foot on top of left knee. Drop the legs over to the left, finding a twist in the spine. If this is too much, you can always unbind the legs and place the knees stacked on top of each other. Reaching out, goalpost arms or T with the arms, the fingers. Maybe looking over right shoulder. Returning gaze towards the ceiling. Inhale to bring knees back towards center. Uncross the legs, soles of the feet come to the mat. Inhale here. And exhale. Bend left knee, left ankle crosses over right knee. Let left knee drop away from you. Inhale, bring the knees in towards the chest. Deep inhale here. And exhale, drop the legs over to the right. Unbinding the legs if this is uncomfortable for you. And then gazing over left shoulder to create this ring out of the spine through the entire length of the spine. Inhale, bring the knees back to center. Hug both knees into the chest. Give yourself one last big squeeze. Maybe tucking forehead into the knees, making yourself as small as possible. And then whenever you're ready, releasing everything down on the mat. Extending legs long, letting feet splay to the side. Maybe bringing shoulder blades closer underneath you. And if you feel that you need some energy from the world today, maybe you place palms face up. Allowing energy from the world, from your surroundings to soak in through the palms and spread through the rest of the body. Maybe you have a little left to give today, so you place palms face down, energetically sending good energy back into the surroundings to be useful for someone, something else. And closing the eyes if you haven't already, and relaxing into your final resting pose. We'll be here for a couple minutes before I bring you out. Starting to bring some small movement back into the fingertips, the toes, maybe shaking legs gently from side to side. And then whenever you're ready, rolling to your favorite side, curling knees in towards the chest, resting a head on a bicep. And then using the top hand to bring you back up to a seated position, keeping the eyes closed, resting palms either face up or face down on your knees. And I read this a couple weeks ago on a brilliant blue, bright day. And today, on a dreary, rainy, gray day, it is equally as important. Life can be the sunshine on peaceful days with bright blue skies, or life can be the raindrops that fall like tears squeezed from your eyes. Life can be the heaven that you'll only reach through hell, since you won't know that you're happy if you've not been sad as well. Life can teach hard lessons, but you'll be wiser once you know that even roses need both sunshine and a touch of rain to grow. Inhale, bring hands, palms together to third eye to acknowledge the wisdom, the clarity, the intuition that resides there. Bring hands to lips to remind ourselves to speak kind words to ourselves and to others. And finally, hands to heart to remind ourselves of the love and the compassion that we all share together, even though we are far apart. Namaste.